Hello and welcome. This video is part of the EDR Legal Framework series. In this video, I'm going to try and explain the term negligence. First, I'll start with a disclaimer. I'm a teacher and not a lawyer. This is my interpretation of current UK legislation and guidance as I think it applies to adults working with children and young people in schools. Negligence is the term used to describe a failure to do all that is reasonable to protect the health, safety and welfare of those around us. In the context of EDR, negligence is the failure to protect the children and young people in our care from physical or emotional harm. Now, there are two ways that an adult might be found to be negligent. The first is by doing nothing. In a school context, a member of staff who stands and watches two students fighting who fails to act in any way is in danger of a charge of negligence, either contractually or legally. The second way to be negligent is to act in a way that is unreasonable and that rather than reducing or preventing the harm actually causes more harm. In the fight scenario, let's imagine the member of staff used a powder fire extinguisher to break up the fight. That might work and stop the fight, but it would be unreasonable because it would expose the students to other, possibly more significant risks. The bottom line is, if we are negligent, the children and young people we work with will suffer harm, either emotionally or physically. In addition to this, we could end up in court and convicted of a crime under common law. A charge of negligence could also lead to disciplinary proceedings under our contract of employment. Staff are most at risk when they are managing the risks associated with disruptive and challenging behaviours, including violence and aggression. EDR provides easily teachable, memorable responses that help adults satisfy the duty of care, keep everyone safe, including themselves, from harm, either physical or emotional, in a way that is consistent. This helps build the confidence of all staff, and a confident staff team is more likely to act reasonably even in the most challenging of circumstances. Absolutely not. You have a duty of care to yourself as well. In our fight scenario, there is no legal imperative to put yourself in harm's way. In fact, if you were injured as a result of standing in between fighting students, and it could be shown that this would almost inevitably lead to you getting hurt, then that could be construed as negligent because your actions were unreasonable. You have to do something though. So in our fight scenario, you could satisfy your duty of care simply by telling the students to stop, telling the students watching to go away, and calling for help, all from a safe distance. That would be reasonable. I think that the most important takeaway is that doing something, as long as that something is reasonable, is safer than doing nothing.